Okay, this is the first review that I've done, so please bear with me because it's pretty guerrilla in the way that it's been made. It's been made with just pointing a camcorder at the television and recording what I'm doing. But this first game that I'm reviewing is Blur, which is developed by Bizarre Creations, who were probably better known for their Project Gotham Racing series, as well as Geometry Wars and Metropolis Street Racer, as well as some other games that they released on the PlayStation and the original Xbox. And it's also been published by Activision. And this is Bizarre Creations' first game that they've released since splitting with Microsoft after they released Project Gotham Racing 4. Blur is available on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and the PC, and I'm reviewing the Xbox 360 version. Now, the object of Blur is to win races whilst gaining the support of fans. And this system essentially replaces the kudos system from Project Gotham Racing. When you win a race, you're rewarded with an award called lights, and these lights are like points really that count towards opening up the rest of the game. For example, if you finish in third place, you get 3 lights, second place 4 lights, first place 5 lights, so on and so forth. In order to progress in the game, you obviously need to win more lights, and then the more you win, the more challenges and the higher the levels are opened up to you. Within each section of the game, there is a rival who you can race against should you fulfill the criteria that the rival sets out. Now, this might be, shoot 5 cars, finish, no less than third place in 2 races. It just depends on what the stipulations are. These challenges then open up a one-to-one battle which you can have with your rival on that level, and if you win that, you win their car, and their cars also have like a specialised feature on them, a specialised power-up enhancement that technically really should make life a little bit easier for you, but this is quite a tough game. It doesn't really work out that way, as I've found, although it's probably me just being rubbish. Now, as you can see from the footage, the actual game itself is not just your average straightforward racer. You can see that there's a lot going on here, and in fact it's similar in some respects to Wipeout with the power-up systems, but the actual gameplay to me feels a bit more like Mario Kart on steroids, for want of a better phrase. Dotted around the track, as you can see, are like neon lights on the track, and these neon lights you pick up give you a power-up. Now, the power-up can be a rocket, it can be lightning bolts which come down on the track, mines, bullets, the usual fare. You also can get something like a shield that protects you, and a little nifty little number which when you fire, it actually shoves the other cars out of the way. You can also pick up, like I've just picked up there, a spanner icon, and that actually repairs your car. If you see just beneath the mirror, there is a number of green lights. This represents the health of your car. When that's depleted, you get wrecked. Now, that doesn't mean to say that the race is over, but you lose an awful lot of time in the race. So it is worth making sure that's kept topped up, because if you get wrecked and you're in the lead, and this has happened to me, it's really annoying because you then end up losing something like 5-10 seconds or something like that, and you can go from first to 10th very, very easily in the game. The game deploys rubber band AI, which means that the cars are always behind you. It's very difficult to shake them off. It is possible, but it is very, very difficult. I mean, you need to have a series of weapons and score a series of hits in order for that to happen. So it's a little bit naughty in that respect, because you can have virtually a flawless race and get beaten up going around the last corner. Somebody can fire a rocket, beat you up going around the last corner, and you end up losing the race. But that said, that does sound like it would be remarkably frustrating, but for some reason it isn't, and I've got the worst temperament in the world for things like this. If I feel there's an injustice in the game, then that's it. It's straight down to the shop and it's traded. But for some reason I just haven't had that with this. I just genuinely enjoy playing it. Graphically it's not brilliant. I mean, you can't really tell here because of how the footage has been recorded, but graphically it's not the best. But that said, there's a lot going on the screen. You can't really compare it to a normal bog standard racing game, because the bog standard racing game doesn't tend to have huge explosions, and stylistically, see, I failed there because I didn't finish third or above. Stylistically it's quite different from other games of the genre, and I say, for some reason I do find it enjoyable, although it really by rights should frustrate the hell out of me. Now this here is a time attack challenge, and those of you familiar with Project Gotham Racing will know that there are different sorts of challenges that Bazaar like to put in their games, and this is one of them, whereby you have to get round the track with a certain amount of time to spare. Now this is achieved by A, driving a lot better than I am here, and B, using the boosts which you can see on the back of the car, and also those time bonuses as well. The time bonuses sort of add a little bit of time to the clock, but it does help if you hit them. This is me trying out the Toyota Supra for the first time today, so that's my excuse for being rubbish, and I'm going to stick by it. Like I say, there are different game modes, but I've not actually managed to open them all up yet, but from what I've played of it so far, it's really enjoyable, and it is really, really addictive. And like I say, it's something a bit different. There is another game, having said that, there is another game that's come out called Split Second, which is a racing game, again uses the same sort of rubber band AI, and also involves you not directly attacking the cars as you do in this, but more like causing events to happen around the track to try and knock them off. But to be honest, the games play and feel very, very different, even though you would think that they'd be quite the same. In just my opinion, if you wanted both the games, I think you could own them side by side and not have any problems with them. In terms of repetitiveness, both the games themselves do offer something different, and they do, in my opinion anyway, feel and play quite differently as well. And they're both well worth owning. It's kind of strange that two games of this type have come out quite close together, but I would definitely say they're both worth a look at. There is a multiplayer side to this as well, and the multiplayer online element I've not really gone into yet, but I believe there's four-player split screen, and you can also play online with up to 20 players as well. I'm sure it's probably madcap, but like I say, it's not something that I've actually gone into and played. I just had a brief look around for the purposes of this review, just to see what was in there. I mean, this review is primarily based on the single player element of the game, but I'm pretty sure that actually playing the game itself online in multiplayer will be as equally entertaining as the likes of Project Gotham Racing 4 was, and the likes of Forza 3. So to summarise, Blur is a very good game. It's very entertaining. It's a good beginning for Bazaar Creations with a life after Microsoft. So yeah, I think it's well worth buying, well worth checking out. If you like racing games of this type, it's well worth investing in. Thanks a lot.